I talk, you listen, or you turn the channel. Either way, I'm still going to talk. Welcome to Unfiltered. Which camera am I on? That camera. Another week. Tonight we've got a special guest coming up a little bit later. You know, I didn't even think to ask the kid's last name either. Friend of Tarzan's. He's been traveling the world. We'll meet him right after Tarzan's segment. This week, let's go with the big news. Not Brittany. Although apparently she wants to have another kid. Yep. So, and she's being stalked by paparazzi, and she's dating one of them, and I don't know. The obsession with her is driving me nuts. But, big news this week, American Idol started again. That's right. Apparently this is what we care about. American Idol started very poorly, I might add. They said 4 million less viewers this year than last year's first episode. So, I don't know. I saw one, I was working, so I was kind of peeking. It was slow Tuesday night, so I was kind of peeking at the TV during Idol and saw some girl with a weird outfit. She had the Princess Leia puffs on the side of her head, and she was all, I mean, real energetic and psyched up for the thing, but stunk. Worst singing voice I ever heard. But anyway.
Chewbacca sings better.
Chewbacca does sing better. We've got another place. I got to say hi to the guys on Blake Street. I delivered to a bunch of guys on Blake Street the other night who absolutely freaked out when they opened the door and saw that it was me. I mean, I have never seen guys act like this. They're on the cell phone. Dude, you'll never guess who's here. Yeah, because it's my job, you know? But, like, come over. See Rick. Rick's got to go.
Give me a big tip, see ya.
Once again, I'm going to do part 2 of college safety tonight. But once again, this week, after my big spiel last week, somebody let me into Carl Hall. I was carrying a bag with 2 grinders in it. It couldn't look more like a bomb. But open the door. Come on in. I don't know. I mean, I was telling that to Lee today, and he says, well, who's going to take a bomb into a college dorm? Virginia Tech was less than a year ago. But I don't know. These kids apparently don't care about their safety or their stuff. You know? I don't know. What else is going on? President Bush, I saw, was in Saudi Arabia begging for oil to help us out of our economic woes. Begging the Saudis to produce more oil for us. In exchange, this really chaps my ass because we didn't learn the first time. We're going to make the same mistake again. In exchange for oil from Saudi Arabia, we will give them a set amount of JDAM smart bombs and F-14 fighter planes, weapons. I mean, this is the country who for years has said they're our friend, they're our friend, they're our friend. But when the region over there falls apart, they'll use our own weapons against us.
Well, after terrorists of 9/11 came out of Saudi Arabia.
The majority of terrorists of 9/11 did come out of Saudi Arabia. But in the 80s, we made the same deal with Iran. Weapons for oil. And it's unbelievable that we can't learn a lesson. You know, now we're worried about Saudi Arabia, or I mean about Iran.
Yep.
At one point, we gave Iraq weapons to fight the Iranians. And it's stupid. What, do we got Groucho Marx out there or what? Is that somebody we know? I don't know. It's somebody anyway. Where's Nick taking care of the security in the studio here? People roaming around, looking in the windows. So anyway, I don't know what Bush is thinking. Eventually, we're gonna be in big trouble though, because, like I said, they're gonna. How you doing, man? Another thing that blew my mind this week is I heard a story about the ACLU jumping on the Larry Craig bandwagon. Now get this, apparently from a Michigan Supreme Court ruling from like 50 years ago, the ACLU is throwing into the mix the fact that if you engage in sex in a public bathroom stall, you have the right to expect privacy. And the whole thing, I mean, they're using this old case to prove, well, Larry Craig didn't do anything wrong. It's funny, I can't remember where I heard it, but they had a soundbite of Larry Craig, and he says, I spread my legs wide when I pull my trousers down to keep them from sliding down. He must have big pants to have to spread across an entire stall like that. But ACLU says you have the right, the expectation of privacy in a bathroom stall, even if it's a public bathroom stall. But I mean, and there was not, the ACLU didn't jump up when George Michael got busted for giving it out in the restrooms in New York. It's weird. Meanwhile, another thing I heard, I can't remember what her name is, Benita Jacks, I believe. Woman who, for some reason, they went to her house, discovered the remains of her 4 children decomposing, her 4 daughters. She said that they were possessed. So she killed them. Apparently, nobody caught on to the fact that when social agencies went to her house, she wouldn't let him in. When cops went to her house, she wouldn't let him in. And there was a whole, I just caught little snippets of what was going on, but it sounds like a horrible case where the system didn't pick up on this woman's problems and on this woman's mental illnesses or whatever she had. But just, instead of investigating and probing, they apparently just left her alone, and she killed her kids, and they were all, I guess, stacked in one room. And
that's insane.
It is. Well, we got mothers doing that.
Rick, this seems to be like a wildfire that's spreading with these parents that are killing their children hand over fist.
Oh, yeah.
It's all across the country.
And it's uncalled for.
Yeah.
Trying to think, I had a big, I just lost my train of thought. Oh, well. That's all right. Anyway, I'm going to talk about John McCain after crew call. I was having an argument with Mom about something tonight, and now I can't remember what it was, but I'll remember before the end of the show. While we get set up for crew call, let me give you Andrea gave me this picture. It's a picture of a Kentucky Fried Chicken she got on the internet. And the funny thing, it's a Kentucky Fried Chicken in New York, and it's an actual Kentucky Fried Chicken sign. And on the specials board, it says Hillary Special, 2 fat thighs with a small breast and a left wing, which is kind of funny. Anyway, Did I read what? Yes, I read the sign. I'm not going to bother trying to show it because they'll never see it on this TV. And I think we're ready for crew call. I think I hear a lot of discussion in the booth.
A lot of silence.
But I'm not sure if we're ready or not. But camera one, we've got Greg tonight, as usual, stock and footed and everything. And apparently he takes off his shoes because he doesn't have a chair. That was what I overheard earlier. On camera three, we got Mike. And Mike leaves his shoes on
He doesn't have
just
a chair?
for our sake.
Patriots.
Patriots tomorrow night or Sunday?
Sunday.
Sunday against San Diego.
There you go, Chavis.
Patriots are 15-point favorites.
Yes, sir.
I thought San Diego had a good team.
They did, but the quarterback got hurt last week.
Oh, that's right. And Randy Moss got problems. I'm not even going to talk about Randy Moss's problems.
Tried to
But
get a triple digit off of him before.
everybody's jumping to his defense. Belichick's jumping to his defense. I heard an interview with the center, Dan Copen, today, and he said, Randy Moss never touched my ass. So apparently the only person that's touched Dan Copen's butt is Tom Brady. But it's because he's a center.
Yep.
Get it? All right. I figured a lot of people right over their head. What's he talking about? I know what I'm talking about. In the booth, Bruce and Andrea. I've got no sound from you, Bruce.
How's that? Is
Oh,
that
that's-
better? You got to turn the microphone on sometimes.
Yeah.
We've got guests here, and we got a bunch of stuff going on in the booth here tonight, so I was a little distracted. I apologize.
Well, I mean, a lot of it's my fault because I haven't really had a chance to touch base with you all week to even let you know we had a guest this week.
That's all right. We can handle this stuff on the fly, so
Yeah,
not
yeah.
a problem. But
That's what I figured.
we're doing pretty well. Things are going okay this week, so
How about work? Still
work's going
killing you?
okay.
Is it?
We're finally getting a hold on things, so they're not beating us up quite as bad, but doing all right. But
That's
Andrea's got some news this week. We've had some testing going on the past couple of weeks for NASCAR, so she'd like to fill you all in.
Yes, we're gearing up, and unfortunately, my ambition went on strike this week, so I got no graphics done. I was going to do an intro slide for NASCAR. I was going to do Tarzan's thing, new credits, and
Oh, well.
no ambition.
That's okay. Well, before I start the NASCAR thing, I did want to tell you, I do have Jason's name.
Oh, okay, good.
There's no way that you're going to be able to say that. I'm going to leave that one to you.
All right.
I'm going to let him bring it out to you so you can see it in the flesh, so to speak.
I'd be happy to slaughter it for him.
Oh, yeah, you can slaughter it all right. But anyways, yeah, with NASCAR, it's really going pretty good. We've got 31 days to go, so that's cool.
Have they
but they've
painted
been-
their cars yet?
Pardon me?
Have they painted their cars yet?
I haven't seen any of the painted ones, just Tony's, and it looks same old, same old.
Yep.
He's the Home Depot guy. And of course, now he's driving the Toyota for Gibbs. However, Tony owns a racetrack, and he's got Chevrolet sponsorship at the racetrack for some of his, what is it called, USAC cars and whatever they are. I have.
Dirt cars.
Oh, dirt cars. Okay.
Oh, the USAC, yeah.
Yeah. But anyway, so I'll tell you what, you could pretty much put him in a wheelbarrow, and if it goes, he's going to drive it. He don't care.
Yeah.
You know, Chevy, Ford, Toyota, Pontiac, whatever.
It's got wheels and an engine.
Oh yeah, pretty much.
Yeah.
Now with the testing, they've got a lot of high speeds. The lowest one I saw was about 179 miles an hour, up to about 189 in the draft, and that was Casey Kane. So that's a lot.
Daytona, right?
Down at Daytona, and the highest speed posted was yesterday, and they had one long session because they had a superstorm coming in and they had to cut everything short, so they had one long session of testing. Now, the last bit of news I got is on the 9th of February, which is a Saturday, they're going to have the Bud Shootout. Then they will have on Thursday the 14th, they'll have the Dual 1 and the Dual 2. And I think what they used,
150s.
I think they used to call them the 150s.
They are the
Okay.
They are the
It used to be
150s.
the Gatorade 125.
Oh, okay. Well, they called it Dual 1, Dual 2. So I wish they'd leave it alone. And then on Sunday, the big day, the 17th of February, is the Daytona 500. And now Darrell Waltrip's prediction is that Junior's going to win the 500 and 6 more races this year.
Really good.
That's what Darrell Waltrip says.
Darrell Waltrip.
Yep, he's the motor mouth of NASCAR.
Yep.
So we'll see
Yes.
how good his prediction is.
And I imagine the whole TV thing's going to be split up into half the season on one channel, half the season on the other channel again.
Yeah, more than likely it's going to go that way. Everybody's got to have a little piece of the action, so
Right.
they'll be doing that. But anyways, that's pretty much it for now. But like I said, 31 days to go. And
Thank you,
it's
Andrea.
actually probably more like 30 days, so many hours, minutes, and seconds.
Yep. Yep.
So,
We're under
Well, thank you, Andrea.
yeah, we're
Keep your-
running down, and it's back to you.
Keep your ear open, and we'll have another report next week.
Absolutely.
All right. And seeing as how I mentioned TV, Mike, get going. Head down to the bunker, buddy.
Again?
Yeah. Sorry. You want that side of the room, so you get to take the trip. And watch out for spiders. I noticed some big ones down there last night.
Holy!
I looked at the cable bill this month. We got the cable bill. I was looking for the increase. I was shocked. I was shocked. I was wondering why the franchise fees went from 49 cents to 51 cents. A 3-cent increase. That's not bad for Cheshire TV. 3-cent increase. Apparently they haven't put the increase in yet. The reason the franchise fee went up 3 cents this month is because if you notice the top line on your cable bill, cable rates went up $3 a month. We didn't have any city hearings about that. No major reader opinion letters. No editorials. Apparently, MTV wants more money from Time Warner. And probably every other channel wants more money from Time Warner. Because they're network and cable channels that charges Time Warner huge dollars to be on their cable system. Cheshire TV is pennies. But the entire town had to throw a fit about it. And there won't be one letter about the fact that just your basic cable rates went up, having nothing to do with Cheshire TV. That, and apparently when I mentioned that to Lee, because I was going to go off huge about it, he says, no, the cable company does that every single year. Every single January, you'll see your cable rates rise. Because all these other channels are charging Time Warner for their programming. I don't know. Anyway. How we doing, Bruce? Are we getting close to having him?
Mike's just about down there. We ought to give him another second or two.
Is he?
If you got anything else you can ramble on about. You got
Yeah.
any more useless facts? Because I know you were pulling stuff out of your butt out there on the porch.
Oh, I got some good presidential stuff. Let me get to this one first. I asked Andrea to print me out some information about this next story. She got me 18 pages worth. I wanted a couple simple facts. I got a couple simple facts. Friday night I was watching Shockwave on the History Channel. And it's a show about disasters, and through technology, computer graphics and stuff, they can lay everything out and show you exactly what happened during these different situations. They were talking about the fire aboard the USS Forrestal in 1967. As a Navy man, and I'm sure Greg can back me up on this one, the Forrestal fire is one of the major learning experiences for all sailors. it proves the importance of being prepared for a fire at sea. But what I found out was what happened on that day, I believe it was July 29th, 1967, in the Gulf of Tonkin. A stray electrical charge ignited a Zuni rocket on an F-4 Phantom, and it shot across the flight deck and hit an A-4 Skyhawk, which started the fire. It burst into flames. Within 15 minutes of the fire starting, the entire first wave of firefighters lost their lives in the first major explosion when a fuel tank blew up or detonated bombs blew up. What was struck me as very interesting was the pilot of the A-4 Skyhawk, who they said climbed out of the cockpit, shimmied across a refueling probe, and dove through the flames to safety, was none other than presidential candidate John McCain. It's weird. And all through the whole political thing, I've heard stories that he was a prisoner of war. He was offered to be let go years before they eventually let him go, and he denied it because his men were still in the POW camp. And he said he would not leave without his men, which I mean is a sign of a great leader. But he was on the Forrestal during the big Forrestal fire, which is weird, because nobody's mentioned that. That's probably a more heroic thing, more life-threatening than the POW thing. And I can't remember, they lost 158 guys or something during that, and just shy of 200. Oh, that's right, 5,540 people on the ship, and I don't know, it was the worst non-combat naval disaster in history. So, but John McCain, just one more thing. Oh, Mike's ready? All right. Well, without further ado, we'll shoot it down into the bunker for Tarzan and Jungle Talk.
What the hell's going on out there, Rick?
How's it going, brother?
It's still a jungle, and I got some solemn news from Corpus Christi, Texas. The Navy lost 3 people tonight in a helicopter crash, and
Oh.
send my condolences to their families.
I heard that just before I came down here, buddy.
Well, that's sad, and I won't dwell on it, but our thoughts are with you cats. You know that lady that was murdered, right?
Yep.
And it seems like they had a little party outside the backyard that day on December 21st, and there happened to be a bunch of so-called Marines standing around it. Whether they knew or not what was in the barrel, I don't know, and neither has anybody said. And they might have been watching someone die, or already dead, and burning evidence, if you get my drift.
Yeah.
So that's really that really affected me tonight, And they keep calling this guy a Marine. He's not a Marine in my eyes, He's just a murdering piece of garbage. And I hope they catch you, buddy. Mexico or no Mexico, you're still going down. And I want to fix a faux pas last week on a death toll. I said that we were over 4,000. That was a total for the coalition, if I may correct myself. But I got a bad news. We got 3,926 of our soldiers have died as of today.
Yeah, why is it that the United States loses the most?
Why is the United States losing the most?
Wow. I mean, out of just over 4,000, 3,900 of them have been Americans.
It's a loaded question, Rick. I don't know if I want to really go there,
All right, man. You don't have to.
But I'm standing corrected. I'm correcting myself. Still a horrible number, folks. I don't know, Rick. I heard this story about this dad wants to tie his son up with duct tape just to wear the stupid football jersey for the Green Bay Packers game with duct tape. He gets arrested for disorderly conduct.
Oh yeah, and his wife just put a restraining order on him.
Yeah, it was pretty funny watching him walk out of his house with the cops leading him out at the same time. You know, what a piece of garbage that guy is, right, fellas? What do you think back there in the bunker, huh? That's what I'm talking about, gentlemen. And this is for all the naysayers of Cheshire TV and Lee Perkins and Unfiltered and any other show. Don't forget, if you have a problem, come down here and make a show of your own and dispute what goes on within this building. Right now, we plan on sticking around.
That's it, brother.
That's it, brother. You know, there's a young lady from Hooksett. Her name's Maxine Mitchell, Rick. You know, she bought 150 gallons of kerosene fuel for an outdoor tank. Lo and behold, that tank didn't last but 2 weeks. Somebody was out there siphoning this poor lady's kerosene fuel. What do you think of that, guys, huh?
Yes.
Another disgrace. You know, it turns out, Rick, she had to order another 150 gallons because the 150 gallons had been stolen. Turns out that got stolen too. So she ended up getting a total bill of $1,500 so far, Rick. You know, I got news for you, lady. Build something around it. You know, kerosene is dyed red. There's no mark around the snow, Rick, at all. There's no fumes. There's nothing that can. There's no proof of a leak.
Right.
So somebody's actually siphoning this lady's fuel out of her tank.
That's not even right.
And I got another thing, Rick. You know the spray paint bandits that are running around Keene? Well, they seem to be hitting again. You know, and I hope the heck the cops catch you cats too. You know, I just about had it with your graffiti antics in this town. This is a respectable old city, and we want to stay it that way. We don't want you in our town. So leave tonight.
Well said, brother. Well said.
You know, another thing, Rick, that freaking bridge in Minnesota, those gussets weren't even half the thickness they were supposed to be.
Oh, I heard just a bit about that. The NTSB saying that it was design or the plates.
Let's see, Rick. Do you think that's, what do they call that? Somebody's getting paid to put up less material? So this is what it cost?
Oh, yeah.
Kickback. Thank you, gentlemen. And another thing, Rick. $700 billion for pay raises and veteran care, and 189 of that for wars in Iraq and Afghanistan. That's the news on the script today, running across TV on MSNBC.
Oh, yeah. Well, now, what do you think we could do with $189 billion right here in the United States?
Well, first of all, I'd go down to New Orleans and get that place straightened out. And, you know, they kicked them pumps on today, Rick, because they showed them kicking them on. And I was talking about those pumps the other day. And this is like the 5th time they replaced those pumps. Not only that, Rick, they're putting people in jail finally for these kickbacks. Thanks, buddies. Thanks for the kickback thing. I couldn't get it out of my mouth.
No problem.
All right. And I hope the heck everybody has a very good New Year. Well, we already are New Year, right, gentlemen?
Yeah, it's...
All right.
I don't know.
Yeah.
I haven't woken up yet.
Well, Rick, I've said my piece, and I'll say adieu. Good night.
Thanks, Tarzan. Great segment again. And now sitting to my left, Jason Schultz Karabakakis.
There you go. Well done.
All right. Welcome.
Thank you very much, Rick. Yeah, I just got back from India this last few days. I don't know. I've been traveling around.
Now let's start at the beginning.
Start at the beginning. Where's the beginning?
You graduated from Keene High School
yes,
last year.
I
in June.
graduated last January.
Oh, last January. Okay.
Yeah, I graduated a semester early so I could start traveling a bit. And I went to New Zealand and Germany. Most of the time I was woofing, which is willing workers on organic farms. You can sort of, I don't know, you go online, sign up, you get a book, and it's got addresses, phone numbers, like contacts of all sorts of farms in whichever country you're traveling at.
Oh,
and you can give them a call up like 2 weeks in advance and just be like, hey, I'm traveling through, I'm looking for a place to stay, and yeah, I can help out on the farm, work. So I did a variety of things there.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah, in New Zealand I did like sheep herding, some lumber, Yeah, all sorts of stuff. Germany, I worked on a herbal plantation. They had lots of greenhouses and about 800 varieties of plants there, orchids and everything. And
neat.
so it's a really cheap way to travel around once, you get your ticket there. And then it's like you don't really have to worry too much about accommodation or food.
You do have to be willing to work, though, right?
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's sort of the trade-off. You get a place to stay, a roof to cover your head, and 3 meals a day. I mean, usually, I know you wake up at like 6 o'clock and do, 4 to 6 hours of work was generally what they require. So different places had different things. You could usually work out a deal. Maybe just say, I'll work, full time today, and tomorrow maybe can I get the day off? Or some places I'd be like, wow, I really like what I'm doing here. I'm also learning something. Do you guys need me to work like full time? But I'd sort of get a bit of money for that, right? If we could work something out. So I ended up making a bit of money in Germany doing that, and that was a pretty good start, I guess.
Now, what was your major education in high school?
My major education, what do you mean by that?
As far as like,
which direction you thought I was headed?
yeah.
Or like,
Are you
I don't know.
horticulture or?
See, that's the thing with when I was done with high school, I thought, okay, I don't really want to just jump into college where I'm sitting in classes and I don't know. It just seemed like something I'd been doing since first grade.
Right.
And so I was like, I'm going to mix it up a bit. I want to travel a bit, do this, sort of find my way, I guess you could say. And I don't know. In high school, I was really interested in science classes. Didn't really like math much. But yeah, I mean, definitely something with the sciences I was looking into for quite a bit.
Cool. And now, how did you end up in India?
In India, well, sort of continuing with that idea that I didn't want to just start college off in the fall, I was like, well, I'm going to sort of find something where I can start getting college credit, but not go to a university where I'm sitting in classes. So I found this program online through UMass and Amherst, and it was called Living Roots. And so I went to India. There we did environmental studies, sort of natural resource planning, certain things like spirituality and post-colonial studies. There were 4 classes that I took mainly. It was sort of dispersed over this 4-month period. We also did a bit of traveling in the program, visited different historical sites. It was based actually in this place called Oroville, which is, it was founded by the mother and Sri Aurobindo. Now, these are like their 2 sort of enlightened beings, I guess, that they say.
Okay.
When this place started out, it was sort of like a deserted wasteland, and then people came in and they started planting trees and whatnot, and now it's a pretty lush environment. It's a somewhat arid but subtropical region. While I was there, it got a lot of rain. Let me tell you, at one point I was there during the monsoon. So I mean, yeah, there was times when it rained for maybe 3 weeks on end, and I'd walk outside and yep, there's sure enough half a foot of water everywhere.
Now,
to go to the bathroom.
how were you treated as an American?
As an American, I was very well treated.
Really?
One of my professors actually told me before I had ever gone into Indian home, he said, when you go into an Indian's home, you're like a guest will be treated like a god. And
Oh, wow.
I didn't, sort of realize what that meant until I was the guest in someone's house, this guy who I had met in Bangalore. And he lived nearby Jog Falls, which is the tallest waterfall in Asia. So it was a really impressive sight. And I went, this was after the program, with a couple friends I was traveling with. And the place there was, it was really nice. His parents were really open. They cooked for us all the time. They were very open and welcoming. The people there are really, really nice. They go out of their way to help you. And in all sorts of ways. I can set up different examples of just times when here someone would be like, oh, whatever, buzz off or something. And there someone's like, okay, well, give me 15 minutes. I can work something out. And they really go out of their way.
Now, what about language barriers?
Well, in most states in India, they speak Hindi, the local native language, and English. So now where I was, this was the state of Tamil Nadu. They only spoke Tamil, and some of them spoke English or fragmented European languages. But yeah, they don't speak Hindi in that one state out of the 15 states of India.
So did you actually learn?
I learned a little
language?
bit of Tamil, enough to just sort of get around some weird phrases. Like, I know one of the things my teacher would say would be, he'd be like, "Ippidiya," and that means it's like that.
Ah.
And I mean, that's just something people would say there. I don't know. There's it was kind of tough, I'd say, with the language. I mean, in some places, everywhere when you're buying something, you're always bargaining and trying to like lower prices. That was one of the things. I come back here, I'm like, wow, this is relaxing. I can just go in, set prices. I know how much it'll be when it ends up. Shopping around there, it's always, it's going to take 15, 20 minutes to figure something out.
Oh, now
They really try and take advantage of you in terms of money. When they see a white person, they'll associate it with the dollar sign or the euro sign, and they'll just be like, they've got money, so let's taggle them and try and milk them for it, basically.
now is the euro the currency over there?
Yeah, well, right now they're much more willing to accept the euro, I'd say. I mean, there were certain tourist attractions or visitor center where they said we don't accept U.S. dollars anymore. And I remember being over there and hearing in the news that like our currency was equal to the Canadian dollar at a certain time, and I was like, wow, that hasn't happened in God knows how long. Yeah, like, well, what is this? And yeah, over there I just keep seeing the dollar slowly go down. I mean, the exchange rate, I'd get about 38 rupee to the dollar. So, that's pretty good. Maybe a year ago it was about 45.
Yeah.
So it's definitely gone down since
Yeah,
then.
we're losing in the world market big.
Yeah, I don't know, but
But it's a lot of negotiating over
yeah.
prices.
Oh yeah, a lot. Like anything from, going to a fruit stand and like wanting an orange to going into a store, getting a nice shirt or something, you're always bargaining for prices.
Now, is there any
you go.
type of like barter system with people actually just trading with
Well,
no
like
money?
if you bring something cool from the States, like if you've got I know about 10 years ago it used to be calculators, they'd say. Now it's pens with the time on it or flashlights attached. If you've got any sort of things like that, you can usually trade it or just like pull it out, be like, ooh, look at this cool thing I've got. You want to trade, right? And get like a little artifact or stone carving instead, which, I mean, I find has much more sentimental value than like a pen that glows or something. But
a big lighter?
Yeah,
When you become a god because
something
you
like
create
that.
fire?
The lighters break all the time there. Let me tell you, they won't last more than a few hours.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh,
That's,
man.
coming back here, I was like, wow, a Bic that actually works.
Now,
But,
are women treated different?
I'd say definitely treated different. The whole culture is different. It's very traditional. For example, one thing a lot of people here don't realize is that they have arranged marriages. Like, your parents will basically pick who you marry. And so, actually, one of the women who's working at the guest houses that I stayed at, she had a love marriage, which is very, very rare, because usually that causes huge controversy in the whole village and the family, and like that would bring like disgrace if she wouldn't like listen to her parents. But eventually they, like as the story went, that they gave in. They were like, okay, it's fine. Then like 15 years later, they were like, well, you know what? You made the right decision. It's okay. We just weren't okay with it when it came up. So
They look at marriage as more of a union strictly for procreation.
it's like you're with someone long enough, you're gonna.
Question.
Yep.
How's the divorce rate? Were these arranged marriages?
Generally, yeah. I mean, I'd say the divorce rate's nothing like you'd find here, though steadily you're starting to see more of a pattern of that than like before. I mean, in the past it basically never happened unless, there's certain family situations. Let's say the father's like beating his wife and kids, and then he's like an alcoholic and he just like leaves or something. There's, situations like that, but divorce is slowly, they're starting to see it more in society where it wasn't at all before. Yeah, but definitely nothing compared to the numbers we see back here home.
Wow.
Thanks.
So
All right. This is going to get fun now.
yeah, all right, where are we
'Cause
going?
I talked to Tarzan. Let's talk a little bit about health issues.
Oh man, all right. Well, health issues. One thing you got to know when you're traveling in the country like that is don't drink the water. All right, tap water, stream water, whatever.
You had dysentery a few times, right?
I had amoeba dysentery. I broke 2 toes. I was running and I ran into a brick wall while I was barefoot at night. Another thing is,
Wall.
yeah, a brick wall.
Okay.
It was okay. It was. I got to tell you
It
this.
was dark,
thing.
right?
It was dark. No, this was before Thanksgiving, and where all the Americans there were like, okay, we got to make a Thanksgiving and celebrate at least. And most of the people there were vegetarian. I was like, I need a turkey. Like, this is Thanksgiving. We're gonna do this. So I was running around looking for an oven to borrow, and on the way back, I ran into the wall, and that set me back. No, we didn't have turkey for Thanksgiving.
Burgers?
No. I had a 5-pound plate of food. It was all vegetarian, but
Oh, wow.
it was pretty good, I have to say. I mean, there was definitely a mountain. There was some weight to that.
Now, do they have McDonald's in India?
They do.
They do.
Oh, yeah.
Which is
definitely.
strange because they worship cows, right?
Yeah. McDonald's is about 85% vegetarian there,
Really?
which is interesting, yeah.
So the menus are completely
The
different?
menu's totally different. I walked in because I was with this girl from Texas who was like, oh, I want to go check out the McDonald's. And I walk in, I was like, wow, this looks very different. In the big cities, you'll find any fast food chains. Bangalore was the biggest city that I stayed in for a while. It's like the Silicon Valley of India, I guess you'd say.
Oh, okay.
Lots of IT tech people, web design. Just a big market like that, I guess.
A modern city, right?
Yeah, definitely very modern. Even like the mall, I walked around there and I got some glances at people. Everyone looks like they walked out of like a designer store or something there.
Oh,
And I was
wow.
like, wow, this is really strange. I guess it was because I didn't wear shoes for 3 months. So when I go into a mall and everyone's all dressed up, they sort of like give me this up-down sort of glance, like, where'd you just come from? Like,
I think Tarzan mentioned you showed up at his house
yeah, oh yeah.
in December with no shoes on.
Yeah, that happened once or twice.
But you can remember anyways, right?
Yeah.
But so,
So I was sick for quite a while. I mean, there was a week that I didn't eat. I could have like a bottle cap of water. I'd pour it in and just to like wet my mouth, just to sort
wow.
of savor that moisture. I couldn't even drink it because I'd come right back up.
now, are there modern facilities over there, healthcare facilities?
Depends where you are. I mean, big cities, yeah, where I was, not really. I mean, a girl who went to the hospital for food poisoning, they didn't want her to go. They sort of like left her there and just kept giving her juice. And they said, like, basically, if you're there for a longer time, they make more money. It
Right.
was a business. I mean, the place I went when my toe was broken is first I went to the local health center, and they're like, well, no x-ray, no electricity, come back tomorrow. I was like, well, I got a broken toe here. I mean, I just want to make sure it's broken. I don't want to be walking on this thing. So the second day I came back, they told me the same thing. I was like, okay, you know what, fine, we're doing this my way. And I got some villagers to hook up a diesel engine to their generator so they could have an x-ray running to x-ray me.
Oh, wow.
And then the doctor takes a look at it and goes, this is out of my league. And he just signs a paper. He's like, you should see this guy. He's about 30 minutes away. I was like, great. So I'm going to be walking all over town just trying to get my foot fixed. And eventually I found this orthopedic surgeon, and I walk in there, and there's a line of about 35 people maybe. And I felt really bad because the people looked like they were dying, and I'm standing there with a broken toe being like, come on, I just want to skip this line. Like,
Things we take for granted as Americans.
yeah, really. I mean, I don't know, just the people's conditions I saw, like you don't really see it on the street, but if you go into a health facility, you'll definitely notice it. Like the emergency rooms, you don't want to visit or anything. It's just not very sanitary.
And it's all stuff you won't
yeah.
see on TV.
No, nothing. And I mean, when I got into that room, basically one guy he's like, all right, just breathe. I sort of held down my chest. And the other guy starts looking at it, takes a look at the x-ray, he's like, all right. Just sort of rips it over into place and tapes it up and writes down a prescription. And he's like, there you go. It's like,
Wow.
I was like, this feels so much worse right now. But hey, it's straight now. I'm sort of glad that happened, but it was definitely an experience, I'd say.
So apparently the United States doesn't have all that health care.
No, not when you're comparing it to.
Now, did you pay health care bills over there? Or is it free?
No, I mean, like, if I go in to see, I know, to a health center, it's like 50 rupee for a doctor's visit, so that's like under $2.
Oh, okay.
I mean, you go over there, and if you want any medication, you go to a pharmacy. If you know what you want, you just write it down, and I mean, they'll give it to you, and you'll pay like a few dollars for something that here, I know, I went to CVS to get rid of this staph infection I came back with. They put down $86 on this like thing of antibiotics. I was like, what? What? I'm somewhere in that system. Just look through the computer. I know it's my long name. It doesn't show up. Just try it again. 10 minutes later, they're like, all right, $5. Insurance covers it. And I was like, okay, fine. I can deal with that. But that was a shock coming back. Just the prices for like Medicare or something.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
Now, how about security over there?
What sort of security? Do you
Well,
mean like
as far as like terrorist threats, you know, the things that
let's
we
see.
deal with
Yeah.
here.
I'd say, I mean, there are bombings, you know, wherever you are in the world, terrorist threats. Generally, I didn't really hear much about that while I was there. I mean, when let's see, there was one time when I was looking on TV, the big news was like on one of the big cities on New Year, this like mob of men harassed and molested these women, and that kind of security, like if you're a woman going out at night, is like not recommended, that sort of thing. But I'd say in terms of terrorist attacks, it's not as much a concern, I don't think. There isn't that sort of consciousness in that direction as much. I mean, I'm sure that on government levels they're still concerned with those kind of things, but not from my perspective. Didn't really see that.
Now, what about crime?
Theft is a big issue, especially if you're a traveler. There's certain things like, I don't know, people use money belts, or I don't know, if you're in a big city, not to have like something strapped around your neck, like if you've got like money there, you know, people just like cut it and take it away.
Oh, okay.
In Delhi, I had about 17 hours in the airport, and I didn't want to fall asleep because I was like, okay, I'm just sitting here under like a column. There's all these people here. Like, this isn't the place where I can sit with all my luggage and sleep, because if I wake up, it's probably going to be gone.
Right.
So, I don't know, I just stayed up for that, and it was fine. What I did have stolen the most was my clothes, I have to say.
The American clothes?
No, it was the nice stuff I bought there, which is the funny thing. Like, whenever, I know, I guess I learned this, that you've always got to first wash your own clothes when you're traveling like that. And yeah, when stuff's out on the lines, be around it. Don't like hang stuff up and be like, okay, I'm gonna go off to the park now and it's gonna be okay. Because I mean, usually most of the stuff would be there, but if I don't know, I had like a nice pair of pants, a silk shirt, one with embroiders on it, like, I don't know, just the stuff that looks decent and nice that would sort of disappear here and there.
Even hanging laundry
Oh yeah.
is...
Yeah, well, I mean, that's something I guess I learned
weird.
there. And I couldn't hang it up inside because everything would get moldy during the monsoon time.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was pouring rain, there was like enormous humidity, and yeah, I mean, stuff would come out of the wash and it wouldn't dry for a week and it would get moldy, so you really couldn't do that.
Wow.
But
What else did I have? Economy, language. How are we doing on time? Christ, we're burning right through the hour, aren't we?
all right.
That's good.
What's public transportation like over there? Is there any?
Yeah, public transportation is so much better than here, I find. In terms of if you want to get from one place to another, you can find a bus or train that'll take you there basically whenever. The one time I had trouble with transportation, I was in Goa on New Year's, and I had to get up to New Delhi, and I had, about half a day, and that's about a 40-hour train ride. So I had to get a flight there. But I mean, that's just because I didn't plan ahead at all or anything. Usually if if you get something a few weeks in advance, or even if you're going like short distances, just go to a station. You're gonna pay like $10 to get across the country by train, and transportation's always running. There's, let's see, yeah, lots of trains, buses, and you get tuk-tuks there, which are these little green, excuse me, not green, yellow, three-wheeled, I don't know what you'd call them, tuk-tuks. I mean, no, I mean, it's run on a lawnmower engine. So you gotta like pull this thing up on the left-hand side to get it started, and then they're just like revving the engine, they drive you around. It's sort of like the taxi service. You just pile in. So those are really nice. I don't know, just because they're so fun. I really wanted to start bringing them back here, and I found out that U.S. laws, they don't allow those kind of three-wheeled vehicles on the road. But I thought it'd be really cool. You get about like 70, 80 miles per gallon on a lawnmower engine in that thing. And I don't know, they're just fun. So that's sort of transportation, I guess. If you're in economy class on a train, though, it's going to be really packed. Yeah, generally the way you travel, if you're a traveler, there's like second class sleeper, so you can like just go to sleep in a place and then wake up in a new place and you're there. Because if you're in economy, there's people on the floor, on the luggage racks, all over the place, and you just sort of like throw your bags on, just jump in the pile of people and end up there.
That was one of the coolest things I liked when I was in Italy in the service, was the fact that you could take trains.
Oh, yeah.
You could ride trains, and trains are like the big mode of transportation if you're going long distances. Mm-hmm. Meanwhile, here in America, we're well above trains at this point. You know?
Well, I mean, the thing is that our government wants to support like trucking stuff, like, you know, food, instead of using trains, and like everyone has their own car because that basically supports our oil industry in doing so.
Yeah, and if you're traveling for 8 hours, you want to be in your own car because of the whole privacy thing.
Oh yeah,
I mean, you don't want to be crammed in with a whole bunch of people and have to interact with and stuff.
I don't know, in a way, it's, I mean, yeah, I come back here, I've got this like luxury of, I can drive around by myself, I got my own car. I mean, I rented a motorcycle for a while there, which is interesting, because the driving there, let me tell you, you've got cows, chickens, people, trucks, tuk-tuks, everything you can imagine in the road, so everyone's dodging this way and that, and generally you drive on the left-hand side of the road, but you can use both lanes. So it's kind of interesting because you're driving most of the time on the left, but then it's like, all right, there's like a goat cart in front of me and some people up there drying their rice in the road. I'm just going to drive for a few miles in this lane. People just go all over the place, so it's quite a zoo driving, I'd say. I told people in India after a while that if you learn to drive in India, I'm sure you can drive anywhere else in the world.
Wow,
because,
that's neat.
Like, I don't know, to get a license there though, you just basically like make a circle around a tree, a figure 8, I can go in reverse and park and you get it.
Wow.
So, which was amazing because I didn't see many accidents. I saw one bus accident on a long trip outside the window, but that was it.
Now, is there like
It's just,
a drinking age, voting age?
well, let's see, with alcohol, I'd say basically if you go up to the bar, and I mean, they usually wouldn't ID anyone. There's usually not kids going up there. You don't see women at a bar or club.
Well, it takes all the fun out of going to the club, doesn't
Oh,
it?
it definitely does. I mean, I went to, where was this? In Madurai. We were at this restaurant. They had this like bar and club downstairs. We thought we'd go check it out. And it was a bunch of 45-year-old dudes all like just sitting around, and we're like, all right, well, we'll try and make do. We brought like, there were 4 girls with us, 4 guys or so. We're like, all right, well, we'll just hang out here, check it out. And they start blasting Barbie Girl, and everyone gets up and starts rocking out.
Oh, wow.
And I mean, I had a lot of fun. I just don't think I ever got so much homosexual attention to myself in my life before as I did there, which I was like fine with. It was just strange at first. I was like, this is a whole different like nightlife culture than I'm used to.
Yeah.
And yeah, so you won't see women generally at bars or at I mean, you get alcohol at stands. They've got on the side of the road. It's just little shacks. There's a guy with crates of everything in the back.
Oh, wow.
And regarding voting, I'm not quite sure about that. I didn't really learn that much about current politics. A lot more that I focused on was like the just post-colonialism studies,
Okay, yeah.
sort of the English, the influence that they had left on the country, and I don't know, just sort of like the framework of people's minds because of that.
Because India was under British rule.
Yeah.
Right? Yeah.
For quite some time. And I mean, you still see some of the effects lingering today
Oh,
from
okay.
that, I'd say. But yeah, it's definitely strong in its traditions and ways, and it's sort of regaining a lot of, I don't know, I guess, what the English suppressed.
Now, what's their major religion over there? Is it Christianity?
No, it's Hinduism.
Oh, it's Hinduism.
Hinduism. I'd say Christianity comes next. I can't remember the percentage. I forgot. But actually, around Christmas time, I stayed in this place called Kodaikanal, which was definitely the most Christmassy sort of atmosphere, I think, which was really fitting. I like that I saw people with like Christmas trees on their trucks,
wow.
driving around. There was I know, little stone cottages. It was a missionary town,
Oh,
so
okay.
it was definitely founded by English and Christian missionaries. So there were also lots of churches there, and it was a nice environment to spend Christmas time. That's I think the place with the most Christian influence that I was in.
Oh, that's really cool. And you're planning on going back?
Sometime for sure. This time I didn't get to see the Taj Mahal. I didn't really get to see much of the north at all. So yeah, there's so much more to that country I've got to
Now,
explore.
you're leaving soon, right?
That's right. I'm on the 24th. I'm going to Arizona. I'm starting my
okay.
next program. That's called AEI, which is the Audubon Expedition Institute, and it's through Lesley University.
Oh,
So it's actually this last program I did, the Living Roots one, was sort of inspired by this one, I guess. So it should be sort of a continuation, sort of along the same lines with that education.
Wow, that's excellent. And by all means, all you high school seniors, look into some of these programs.
Definitely.
Well, thanks for coming. It went really quick, Jason.
For sure. Definitely. Thanks for having me
We'll
here.
get you on again. Maybe next time you come back, you bring some more stories from wherever you
We'll
travel
do that.
next.
April, all right?
I'm down to 1 minute, so stay tuned. Coming up next on No Spin, Chris and Randy are going to have State Representatives Tim Robertson and Chuck Weed on. And I got to say, I make fun of Chris and Randy all the time. But if you actually want to learn what's going on in Keene, watch No Spin. There's a lot of numbers, a lot of real intellectual stuff that I wouldn't normally think about. But they delve right in and get all the inside information on the town, the county, and the state. And when you watch No Spin tonight, don't look at Chris as bald. Think of him as solar powered. So thank my crew. Thank
Thanks,
my
guys.
sponsors, Mom's Tattoo, Gemini Screen Print.